Jordan Peterson's wildly successful 12 Rules for Life and Antidote to Chaos lays out foundational wisdom from Western civilization. The 8th rule emphasizes the centrality of truth in our lives. When politicians misrepresent facts or historical events, whether out of ignorance or political expediency, they do a disservice to the truth and public trust. On February 24, 2025, BC Conservative Party Leader John Rustad told Global News that more than 4,000 children did not return home from residential schools because those children died in residential schools. As researcher Nina Green points out, this statement is demonstrably false and contradicts the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's final report. Sadly, Rustad is not the only one making such claims. Similar statements, portrayed as facts, are repeated by politicians who should know better. The truth, according to the TRC, is that 423 named children died on the premises of residential schools between 1867 and 2000. That is a tragedy, and we must expand our understanding of how and why these deaths occurred. To learn from tragedies, we must acknowledge and reflect on them. But to truly understand, we must accept what is true, rather than bending or distorting it. Repeating the claim that more than 4,000 children died in residential schools, as Rustad and others have uncritically reported, misrepresents reality. The vastly inflated number, according to Green, originates from the University of Manitoba's National Centre for Truth and Reconciliation, which has misrepresented the data by including children who died after leaving school, in hospitals, in accidents at home, and even well into adulthood. This distortion has led to widespread misrepresentation, misleading policymakers and the public. Why does this matter? Canada's history with Indigenous residential schools is deeply painful. Abuses, neglect, and forced assimilation may have been real in many instances. However, distorting the facts about residential school deaths promotes a false narrative of genocide that does not serve justice. In fact, this false narrative actually undermines it. If reconciliation means anything, it must be built on truth, not contrived political narratives. By repeating the claim that more than 4,000 children died at residential schools, Rustad is spreading falsehoods and stoking division. This figure has been used to justify claims of mass graves, leading to international headlines and widespread outrage of harm presented to generations of Indigenous people. Yet, 4 years after the first claims of unmarked graves, no remains have been excavated or verified. Rustad is not a private citizen. He is a public figure whose words carry weight. As such, he is responsible for ensuring that the information he disseminates is accurate. Rustad is failing in his duty to the public. Depending on his motivation, he contributes to a culture in which historical accuracy is sacrificed for political expediency. Some may argue that the exact number of students who died at residential schools is not important, but truth is not negotiable. If we accept exaggerated claims in one instance, we set a dangerous pattern for historical distortions. The truth should not be ideological or political. If Rustad is serious about Indigenous issues, he should demand transparency from the University of Manitoba and its NCTR. Leaders like Rustad must be held accountable. Falsehoods, no matter how well-intentioned, do not advance reconciliation. They erode trust, divide Canadians, and ultimately undermine the cause they claim to support. All Canadians deserve much better.